Welcome to the Michigan Choice Fund, speaker series. Our speaker, former longtime member, Dr. JP Tsang. Topic this evening is all about ChatGPT. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Tsang.
Hello, very excited to be here. This is something that I really love. Right. So what I do is so this is the website. I can see this one, and I'll tell you words about myself so that you get an idea about where I'm coming from. Right? So hello. Oh. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption. So I said this is a subject that I really love, and I said a few words about myself so you have an idea of what I've done. So as a kid, I really loved mathematics, and it's absolutely what I want to do. And at some point in the bachelor's, I got a visit from my brother who said you have to do computer science because maths is math. So I listened to my brother and in computer science. And in the class in masters, there's something called in the elective code of intelligence. It's a lot of intelligence, like in the master's knowledge of intelligence. And then after that, I thought that was not enough. This is so much fun. So I went up to there was a professor in AI, it's a big guy. I went up to him and said, he said, Doctor, that's happening good. Doctor, I want to do a PhD with you. And he looks at me and says, two questions for you. Number one, are you in the top ratings in the school? Second one, if I say no, what will you do? I said, look at this, if it's no, I'm not doing any PhD. And that means, wow, this guy is really cool. So I can have you. So that's how I did a PhD, and I'm interested. And I thought I could get a kick out of it to see an actual PhD citation. So I wrote a PhD program. Have turn around and take a look past it. Thank you. And so there's two parts to the PhD. One is the citation in French. And the second one is to write the code, right? Write some code, and at the time it was the expresses. So I write some code, and my lab sold the code to Mitsubishi. So I had the chance to fly to Tokyo and teach that and how to use my software. And then I went to visit Jess, who lives in Seoul, and that was in Tokyo. And then the software was really the equivalent of the French the defense, and also we had some deals with United Technologies. So and then I finished the PhD. I was a researcher for 5 years. Really loved it. And then that same brother came back and told me, hey, so I looked up what is the best business school I can go to. So I applied and I got lucky. I went to UCI. And then a company hired me, and that was back in 1994. I came to the US, and this is what happened. Okay, so enough about me, so you get the perspective, and then the code, by the way, was written in this. Anyone knows this here? Language of insipid and stupid parentheses. That's not like happening. So that's kind of really cool to write code. And there's something called macro expand. So what it is that you write code that when you run the code will generate code, and it is generated code that runs the code. And so in the lab, it was really fashionable how cool you are to write macro expand if you want to see that stuff. So okay, so what I want to do is to kind of motivate the talk today. And then I would run 2 polls, right, to ask you what you think about it. And I would need 2 volunteers, a man and a woman that can read that has no background from me. Who wants to read to me? Or do I have to designate some volunteers? Cool. You? Wonderful. Yes. Friend who wants to read? You know, very excited about here. Yes. Excellent. So the motivation is look at the sticker here. And it should look very familiar. And I think that you have much more in common than what you think. You are that person there. And this thing over there is called the model, right? And at that time, there was no electric. You want to sell it. Talk about self-driving car, this is way outside of what you're doing. So the whole thing we can think about is models. That's what next. So the 4 things that I want to, that motivates me to talk about. The first one, I think we're really, at the time, what it is in really big. I think it's really like invention of people. If it's the internet, if it's a fire, so something big is happening, right? And things are going to be very different from now. The second one is the ChatGPT that everyone's talking about is truly old, right? And at the time when I was doing my PhD, there was something called Elisa. That was a guy from MIT that had written this software, and it showed a lot of psychologists, right? There's one that is going down there, and actually the code was floated around. It's very simple, but it managed to do a lot of people. And this ChatGPT is no Elisa, right? This is kind of the real use. And that's back 64, 66. I think it's a great time for us. It's a great time. What's happening? So I think it's easy to go in Hollywoodian dystopia and movies that we see, or we can be very naive about this, right? So I think that today we can reflect a little bit and see if I can find the middle ground, see the pros and cons. So that I can do that. And maybe I'm thinking more Kevin here. Kevin says, "Oh, do it's money promise. It doesn't matter. Sure, it's good, but money is better, right? So investment opportunities certainly big about the new language, right? You want to understand values. You can write more people, right? You can plan better trips. And you can become maybe smarter and more knowledgeable, all that stuff, right? Be more effective at doing what you do, and especially getting ready for it. So let's start the conversation today, right? So today is only the beginning. And we won't have time to cover everything about ChatGPT, but hopefully, and I promise you that if we do that, we can get good things out of this. So let's pause and look at what happened in recent news. Right? 3P Microsoft big chatbot urged this guy to leave his wife and marry a chatbot. You heard about this, right? And 2 promises they got kids treating the exam. They use ChatGPT, but they're running this themselves, so that's not. And there's a guy by the name of Google and use. And then you get Elon Musk saying, no, this is going too fast. And we have to stop the research and take a break. And we've got other things like British telecoms in the fiber. By the end of the decade, we'll get them replaced by ChatGPT. Right? Italy has no, we don't want any ChatGPT. No. Right? And there's a software guy that says, now things that you take months to be right. And there's a lot of people talking about the effectiveness of coding, and that's right. The coding is going to be easier. And I have a kid that says, oh, in Chicago. So basically, on the good side, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly, according to the oh my god, right? The good, the bad. So what's good is mass cooking. I mean, maybe not so good for people that cook, right? The bad thing is only early on. There was a lady that we could fool her back, and her parents believing that it was her. Cheating on exams, and oh my god, would be we need to take a pause. We have a value study. Clinton speaking and with the white and stuff, right? So let's take a candid look at what ChatGPT has achieved, right? So I have a novelist and NVIDIA and actor, and I will them because the law school of management, very pastors. Not beautifully that right? Doesn't very. What's medical licensing? 50 to 60% of mediocre student, but it has Stanford Medical School clinical obesity, 70%. This is a full bottom. Professor Theory came up with a few questions and he did pretty well, right? He got a really nice. Biology, the 95 plus A plus. Gastroenterology, he did pretty well. Uniform bar exam, he passed, right? Wine steward, right? Back on the wine, on the break. And he passed with high cards, right? SAP score that you is 717, not bad at all, right? And GR 99. This is impressive, right? And then US value we got it yet. AIC 10 and EMC quality. It's that's so great. And then 8 APC the 5, right? So I mean it's pretty good, right? I mean, okay. Time for a poll. Okay, on the one hand, you have godsend. This ChatGPT is a godsend, and the other side is time plus box. And as you remember, time is the box. And all the bad things of the word including food, right? So, show of hand, godsend. Okay. Boxes. And then the European, that's her. So you're in the middle, right? Okay, cool. Very nice. So let's dive into what is ChatGPT. Okay, cool. So I want to take a few minutes to tell you about what is ChatGPT. So the first thing I want to tell you is very high level. It can be understand and respond to a wide range of tasks. One is wide range, and it's based on an architecture to generate the pre-trained keyword being transfer. It's been trained on a vast amount of internet it's a huge concept for people that it's not perfect, and the word that we use is called hallucinate. Hallucinate, you talk with conviction that people do, but what was the case, right? You have to it will equip to kind of remove the component because the internet, there's a lot of bias there. So when you learn from something bias, you produce bias. So there's kind of something block it and say, no, you can't do that. Incorporates feedback and external knowledge to make sure that it improves. When you hold a conversation with someone, it remembers the 5,000 words that you know. Right? So it understands context. So it's not kind of, oh, I forgot what to talk about. Right? And that got upgraded to about 8,000 words. ChatGPT 3.5. Now it's 25,000 words. And the ChatGPT 4 is the one that you have to pay for with $20 a month, and it's way smaller than 3.5, which is the free one that basically to everyone of us. And the competitor I have heard about is about. So What is the key idea of tagging? The key idea is sentence completion, right? So if you say, pull the running out of the, what do you say, right? It could be Bob, story, makes, tweet, whatever. So what the system does, it looks at many minutes and then look at the most. So let's see, for the sake of conversation, right? So then you will complete that, and then you look for the next one, could you keep it, or you can have the word and it comes. So you have the choice. You can take the most common word, in which case the text tends to be a little stale or too predictable. So you can go and take the one which is less popular, but quite popular. And so the system will give the display order tree. And it turns out that notion is referred to as temperature. And about an 80% temperature, where 100% would be highest, would give a lot of creativity. And one of the consequences of that is that when you run the text again, the prompt, it will give you a different answer. You have to do with what we go to pass, right? It's a probabilistic choice. So each time you run it, it names. So how many words, how many documents are you? If we look at the Bible, King James Bible, since it's book 1100 years, that's about 800,000 words, right? It's 4 megabytes of text, and that's it, right? If you look at Shakespeare, all the works of Shakespeare, about 2 megabytes, right? You look at Harry Potter, about 5 megabytes, right? You look at War and Peace, it's about 3 megabytes. I mean, that's wrong. If you look at, you take a book, the average book has about 100,000 words. And one word is made of about 5 to 6 letters, and each letter is a byte. So one book is approximately half a megabyte. This thing has been trained on 45 terabytes. So what that means, 45 terabytes, it's suddenly books like the no. But if we translate it into this and that would be 90 million books. I know you read out, it's right. Right? So this is amazing. We have a problem that spread 90 million books. All the classes are there. Right? This is scary. I mean, look at this. I think I speak good French. I get it to translate. Pretty good, right? So it's amazing. So this is the size of the data that's right? So let's go to hallucination in the case. So we know the data from the internet. And if we assume that everything is right, there's no focus, everything is true. Look at the example here. The sun is bright, and the sun is dark in a solar eclipse. Well, depending on how you do it, you can generate signals with the sun is dark, right there. Right? So you can see through that very simple example that two things are true using the system of generation of the next word could lead to something completely false. Now, add to the fact that what we have is not always true, there's a lot of bogus, half-truths, and falsehoods in there. Little wonder that what you get with so there's another thing I wanted to share with you is the new paradigm. So normally when we would write code for the beginning and the end. And here the idea is sort of what we're going to do. It's like you want to do pull-up, right? We say instead of doing pull-up directly condition. So you have a lot of conditioning, and then you can say fast forward and whatever you want, right? Immediately the little training into kind of a good condition. That's exactly the idea, right? So you have to spot the pre-train with a huge database like 45 records. And then you have this what we call time-tuning or transfer learning. And then you get into things such as, you can segment analysis. Look at this text, you can say good, bad, angry, happy, whatever. Right? Image classification, is that a dog, is that a cat, that okay. question answering, name entity recognition, text summarization, the raw text, what the heck is it talking about? Oh, I want 50 words, right? Text summarization, speech recognition. So this is the new architecture. And by the way, kind of a straight note, when I was in the not only other, but the word idea of having something which is we call it general purpose at times. General purpose which is the core, and then special purpose. So you tell me that these ideas they are great, but the ideas we have seen over and over again. It's the idea of thought. And this fine-tuning paradigm was right. You're good. So let's have some fun here. So this monster over there is called Shoggoth, right? That comes from a novella, and the Shoggoth is a monster, right? So it's the thing is really bad, right? And the reason that we bring this up is that we can compare this with cat. So you have this business that generates not so great things, and then the mother looks at the kid here and says, no, Shoggoth, where you manage this, right? You have to say please, you have to say thank you have to say you have to say sorry. And so the joke here is the Shoggoth replies, if I have this video, I'm going to be full of other people, right? But this is exactly what's happening here. There's a layer over the Shoggoth that looks nice to you. I can edit that VR model back in the previous section. But this is exactly what's happening. Okay. So you got the Shoggoth picture. So how the heck do we represent a bird in the computer system, right? So there's a technique called embedding. Before the idea is simple, you represent a word by a vector. Vector, as you remember, is many numbers in like a common thread. 1.5, 2.7, minus 4 is 1. So that describes the word. And this word will look at the co-occurrence of other words in the sentence. So if you see the word pool, most probably that would be the word water. Okay. If you see the word water, may not see the water. Right? So you can understand that there's direct analogy to the connection. So one thing that they discovered in the 15th, I think, is that all of a sudden we have an algebra. So meaning that we can have the vector Q minus the vector man plus the vector woman will give you the vector. Isn't that interesting? So you can do things such as Paris minus France plus Poland is water. Right? So that open up and and what's interesting, it's not triple linear. So you can French and Spanish, Chinese, Greek, and here they have a little diagram on the vector how it works, but this is in 2D. Normally this would be in 300, right? About 1D, 3D. When you have multiple data, right? So that would be an end. But just for the it's kind of tough results in the data. So I feel. You guys are good? Get it? Cool. Yeah. So let's go to kind of one of the key ideas is the neural net. So what the heck is a neural net? So the neural net has an input layer and it has the output layer, which is the X. So the input, whatever you want, pictures of the text, you want some text in there, and then it has a function that's going to look at. It's got synapses that are connected. It's like a brain, right? So and so the signals are coming from the neurons, and it has a wavelet, right? So 0.5 minus 0.2, and then the whole thing is added, and then it's compared to function for the function, and then depending on your lower high, it's inside 0.1, right? So that it goes, it travels to the next neuron. Our head basically wonders like 10,000 of them. Right? So those kind of the middle is the hidden. And so you show a picture, and then at the end it's that's a dot, right? And then there's a little adjustment to see if you have one, not a 0. So we need that's called the dots. Then this is not going to put back propagation. We'll get this into weights, right? We need to swing this important. -0.3, right? -0.1 is this one, it's take the weights around, and then we go over and over again. Aha, you learned that. Yes, this is the graph. Yes. That's the next component. So you've got neurons, you've got synapses, you've got weights, you've got hidden layers, and we see the input and we see the output. We don't see. That's what it has to do with the architecture, how we do this. Right. So that's the key idea about the neural network. So that's been quite an evolution in the neural way. So go back, yes, 1943, right? This is the whole thing started in 1943. Right? And it was at the time it was the input and the output. And then some guy was like, yeah, I don't need to see the data, right? So that gave rise to the multi-level perception. Layers there. And then we started to table the pictures. So came the structure of the convolutional scan, right? And after that, we got interested in input that has a temporal nature, for example, seconds, right? So come to the subtopic, right? Goes up and right? So we're very interested in that. So we came up with this idea of it's called RNN, like we're going to run it one. And then there was some breakthrough. One of them is FC, low long short-term memory. Sounds weird, but this is true. Long short-term memory. And what this thing does, there's one of the problems that we have. It's called vanishing rate. So when you stop them, so the signal kind of gets weird when you have to leave the layers. So that was kind of the main thing for this kind of thing. And then came the transformer. So the transformer came there. The transformer we're talking 20 seconds. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah. So this is kind of for your notes on me. I'm going to go through that. So it's for you to read a code. So basically, what you need to remember, there are many things about the transformer, but this is a pretty big idea. So the first one is about type, meaning that when it looks at a sentence, you see this one is not important for you. This one is intended right there in how you connect the words and you understand which one is important and which one is not. You know, what's there, the solve, that kind of stuff, and depending on the second one is for the positional encoding, and previously we fed the word take the gravity out of the right. So this time we want to go parallel. So we have to use the sequential in the input. So we put the whole thing together and then have so that is make fit. The third one is the encoded. I'm speaking English, the codes in some internal and I speak that in French. So the first one is the encoder. So this is a very iconic architecture. Anyone that's been in fact recognizes this, and everyone talks about this paper called attention is what you but this paper was something cheap, right? They didn't know it would become that popular. And this is a paper that's decided in this space. So of course, once you have the transformer, you have these implications. One is ChatGPT, you read from the left. Well, we don't have to read from the left to the right. We can read from the left to the right and from the right to the left. And actually, that's the BERT from Google. And what it does, it gives this added value of understanding science. You know what's coming out of it. So one of the problems that we have with ChatGPT is this. And one of the reasons that we don't understand code, you need to understand the punchline, right? So you have to anticipate what's going on at the end. When it comes to code, no way to plan. This is going to go forward. So that would be over the other one, the T5, mentioned this one, is everything is translated. So if you're asking, you know, translate this one in English to French, great, and then it's text go back. So you get to see the word back as a translation in the sentiment space of what it is. So you can do many problems as a translated problem. and this is the T file, right? So this is a kind of variation around the theme of the transformer. This is what you're good. So I want to share with you some wants that anywhere. So experimentation I've done with ChatGPT, and I want to share some of the results with that. Okay. So the first thing is you want to get an account, right? So you type openai.com/ChatGPT, you get this screen, and then there's something called sign up, right? You go sign up, you send your email, you phone number, blah, blah, and you put it, oh, you get your account, it's free, you don't have to pay it, right? Good deal. So of course I did that, and then we have two versions. One is the 3.5, and this is how it presents itself to my account, right? 3.5 is the free version, and then the 4.2 is the plus, right? And now you can do it, and you can start acting from. Who was my volunteer? Female volunteer? Very excited. You. Could you please come here in the microphone? Yeah, just come. Maybe you want to closer the screen a little bit. So what we want to do is to type something in the prompt and see what ChatGPT comes, right? What comes up with it. And a very nice ChatGPT has some, let's see, 9 people coming here, right? Okay, let's read this.
Greetings, illustrious members of the Michigan Shores Club. Amid the gentle whispers of Lake Michigan, a symphony of sophistication and elegance resonates within the walls of this esteemed institution. You gather in the embrace of camaraderie and intellectual pursuits, the world marvels at your collective brilliance. Like the shimmering waves that dance upon the shore, your accomplishments and contributions sparkle with the radiance that captivates all who behold them. With utmost admiration, ChatGPT extends its greetings, celebrating the timeless legacy you share within the Michigan Shores Club. With profound respect and boundless creativity, ChatGPT.
If you guys are not impressed, you don't have a sword. Oh, hi. Yeah, isn't that good? I mean, this is very impressive, right? It's not that next to it. Okay, so it's so good. So what next one again? Okay, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to see. And see, I was saying that, you know, it's basically the temperature, all that good stuff, see if you can create something different. Fine. Okay. Yes.
No, esteemed and distinguished members of the illustrious Michigan. As the sun dances upon Lake Michigan shores, let us celebrate your brilliance and grace. You are the guardians of elegance, the architects of camaraderie, and the custodians of intellectual eminence. Symphony of achievements. Your presence orchestrates an opus of inspiration. Within this cherished haven, let laughter echo, ideas soar, and friendship bloom. On behalf of ChatGPT, I humbly salute your unwavering commitment to excellence. May your journey in the Michigan Shores Club be ever restored. With utmost admiration, ChatGPT.
Yeah, now you should be impressed, right? I mean, let's see, it's not good. That's even close. So even that 2.5%. It's very good. I do want to lose. It would flag in the US what doesn't. Okay, so let's go to something more prompt engineering. What the heck is So prompt engineering, the best way to remember that, think of the main point. A good prompt engineer is quickly, nice, right? So the prompt engineer asking what that is, how do you ask the question, right? Here, read the listening, read the listening members. Depending on how you frame the question, you get different answers. And you can be very, you can be bossy about like what we can do. See, it works, it will more than it works. I want this kind of the growth of a very person or you can ask. Okay. So the prompt engineering is about tracking variables, right? It means you know a lot about us. And the more specific and simply crafted, the better is the result. And back in the days, I was a knowledge engineer when after the PhD, I used to work on payloads for satellites. I designed the payload for satellites, so I worked for 2 years with the satellite programs. Right? You have to design the payload, and also it's building the data, cruise liners, and so on. And maybe you have a lot of text. I did that for 2 years. You have once a month, and then you write the code, show the code, and touch it off. And that was perfect itself. And now it looks like see. So I run a consulting company, and we work open skills. And one of the clients asked us, "Oh, can you help us identify this page better?" Right? Basically, so you're looking at the market, right? So based on the housing, the activity, the explainer, the asset computation. You know, do you have a high school diploma or you first graduate, and how many traffic tickets you got? So that kind of rating score, your income, and travel to the Bahamas. And so I use that. Let's see if ChatGPT is going to take that job away. Right? A couple of comments. It's great at learning good list of vendors. I mean, type 50 vendors. And yes, 50 vendors, and you know nothing about that. 50, pretty good. So the analogy would be like 50 and you can draw that. And so yeah, the boots. And then the big thing that you wanted on the left. So quickly after that, there's prominent vendors. And then there's right. And then when you take it a good work, it's natural. And the reason is because it speaks of the web, and the web is not correct. Right? Sometimes people brag or you have a feature and you don't want to kind of talk about it because there's something else you can talk about. You will pick up on the second one and the first one, and you may infer that it doesn't have. So I have to be very careful about the data. So regurgitation of this great data on the web. And one thing that we need to realize is there's no margin of truth. When you complete a sentence, there's no margin of truth. What people 90 million books. It's how we send, but is that the purpose? That does not appear. There's no margin of truth. And so the conclusion, which big that is under the and the Hebrews, right? Going out. We got it going out. The general thinking process, what did you say? It's not going to have extra intelligence. So no, this is right. And even at the quantity of the books, it is no. Right? Nothing enough. Right? So in that case, it would be like centralized and be defined particularly. And then now we do, and you don't have any identifier. Right? So here you have specialized, the specialized project in intelligent equation. The project is going to be best 20 plus 1. So what's the key? The whole project that right, we have definitely this project. So a few examples, right? Example one, the little thing like that says, hey, you take a triangle cut But then, okay. So last ChatGPT, I actually created time and go to see as a court. And it got the problem, rainbow. So we asked the big brother, and the big brother, yeah, court. Right? You understand when we talk about court, the cycle, it's the answer, right? Good. Okay, so what we can conclude from this little experiment is that the big brother, the point will be way smarter than the little brother. And this other one stereo. Here is one. So your how many seconds you have the door, right? And try to be what you can strike, little brother gets wrong. Or of course in a pit, and you have access to water, I can get the board out there. Right? Remember this thing about 5 guns, 3 guns, don't get 4 guns, instead of walking, all that good stuff. But effectively, what would happen to that? 3.5. Yes. You're good? Cool. So let's run more experiments. So you remember the stuff about the truth error and the lie. So you get 1% is always the right way to see, right? But one of the things I want to ask the question what is what's the top out, right? Something like this. And everyone knows how to ask the question, but say like I saying right? And so when you do that, ChatGPT 4.0 comes in. Let's see how to do this. Right? And then just to make it go use tell the truth and lie. So when it's solve the problem. And it rambles and stuff, and we just like those part it rambles, but we cannot answer. Sometimes ask people what they say, didn't want to say, and then turn around to what they say. In some cases, it would not work, but that's basically what and kind of the comment here is we as human beings, we have no so you know that plus multiply minus, you get that that's the model that we use. And now you tell me about 2 plus 2 minus 6, no matter first, right? You ask, as you might be. And we can all of a sudden solve any configuration without any problem. And this is not encoded. The system works with the linguistic computation. So it doesn't grasp it at the high level of what we do. Right? That's why it fails this. So to make you reflect a little more, kind of a question here, like about Isaac. Right? It took an Isaac to realize that the apple falling and the moon falling, the moon falls all the time. The moon falls because the didn't fall, it will go in a straight line. It falls a little bit, it falls a little bit, it falls a little bit, and before that, no. To realize that the apple falling and the rotation of the moon is right. Do you think this is linguistic? It's linguistic in nature or something deeper? Yeah. So let's go and what about other Albert? Albert says, you know, what you guys call gravity is actually curvature of space. What it's space time later, that's why it's not false. We call it gravity, but this is the geometry of space. Right? So do you think that this realization is linguistic, which way deeper? By the way, this guy is not in bad, right? Not in the adverse. So, okay. So we, the common models, right? You go stuff down when you can't come stuff. And so the model that we are is we have something called random word execution, right? Who's creating so you can pick 2 words. Unicycle, right? You like the word unicycle? He likes the word unicycle. The one could be kernel, right? And then try to connect. So that forces the brain to go through some connecting that we've never done. And the question is how often you do that. You know, that when you work and the word comes to really like. So that has to do with the whole theory about symbolic logic, right? The symbolic logic has to do with the premise that it combines symbols and then becomes stuff. Even if there's no real semantics in the combination of words. So the point being here is, you know, how far do you think you can go by playing words? Do we need like our buddy something like gravity or gravitational states? Or we can just read the words. I let you ponder this way. Okay. So next piece for ChatGPT. You know about the theory of mind. So a little kid has theory of mind about 4 years. Coming soon. Okay. And so the theory of mind is that the person who looks at something and then believes that what I believe is everyone believes. The people, when they brought it over, they realized that's the thing. And they will accept the universe focus. Yeah, because they realize that they're what you do, but they do it different. That's it's called giving. So in this experiment, you have ice for those physics words there. And so you put a dog, and then you get to walk away. And then you move the dog back to the box. So the box comes back and you say, hey, where the little birds leave the dog, right? And if the little kid has no theory of mind, you're going to tell you where fit into the small box, but you don't follow it. But if the kid has a theory of mind, that's not likely to be going. So this ChatGPT solves this breakthrough. Very interesting, right? Yes, yes. You see the response to that. And I think you got my son now. Let's make it more difficult, right? Let's have eating there. So same deal. Now we got this thing, and I put it in the box, it goes away, I move it to the other box, I put it go back. Right? This is not even so now we need some what's documented in the different systems. Right? So we have trouble coming up with this. Right? Now bear in mind it would be for box C, the second box for Bob B. There are Bob table for the Bob and box A for E, right? Depending on the sequence. So that's kind of making the point that it's a linguistic intelligence, not an abstract. So my observation here is that the flimsy, I mean, it has some of the flimsy theory of mind, right? So we try to kind of investigate what has been documented, but for some reason that is what's the theory of mind, really, right? Because that makes sense. And theory of mind is, in my mind, is very deep, right? I think it's really the gateway to mind. I mean, if someone doesn't understand the theory of mind, it will be socially difficult, right? You cannot call yourself intelligent. You want to understand how the people are thinking, and you brought up something that's really a good, right? So the theory of mind is kind of interesting. Okay? I'm going to try. Oh no, and you need to more excited. Okay, so let's talk about implications and ramifications. So ramification, the distinction I made between the two words, implication is what would be this consequence. Ramification is things that we don't think of right away, but it is an indirect use. So that's the distinction I made. So this comment that has been said over and over again. This guy knows to go back we tend to overstate the effect of the technology and underestimate the effect of the problem. And Bill Gates came up with something very similar, except that it moves on. We always underestimate the change of the order in the next years and underestimate the change of the order in the next. And I think that's so the money is absolutely right. So one of the things that the implication that we have is the change emphasis, right? The change move from writing to editing, right? Because now you can produce something really nice. You like, look at the welcome that you got, right? It's really cool. And many things that happen, and it's well and it's cross, and the section that you did or talked up, you know, you get all those questions in the end of the class. I mean, the writing was the right class, so it's question, but it will come more to the board. And this will be my manual erase above, right? I mean, you need right there. Sorry, I didn't put it right and better. Sorry, that's something that the second thing is about the pressure to be developed. Any skills that you have in life, hide your resilience, your intention, is the more or less the options that the loophole is. But average I think the average 100% in agency, right? And you know, minus 50% about 60% of it. So any trait that you have is either more or less normal. So if you look at this is the task that you're doing, and AI does that very well. And you'll go great here. Why have this yeah, so here, if you're breaking here, you're in trouble. See, I don't know. You have a lot of pressure in the gut. If you're here, you still have pressure. And that's not why I didn't put it in. There's a guy who writes pieces, and he got pressure, and he got contractors jobs, and then worse than the whatever he tried. And he was convinced, what he writes is way better than me. And they were like, this is yes, but I can do this right? So at this point, right, we accept lower quality. That's the trade of making money and quality. Right? So the point of this is that even if you're here, you're not kind of out of the gate, right? You still if you're here, then that's one, right? If you're on the left one, you need to go elsewhere. And you get lots of stress and logic. If you're on the right, you need to embrace AI, and after it's fun. Okay, you have lots of fun here. You need to be more efficient, you can do things faster, and life is cool. Right? Depends on where you sit. This guy I'm name. I don't need to go there, some professors. In my case, I was in the other and had and then my professors were that side. And then when the guys are so AI would replace you with someone that uses AI. And that's what we're on. Okay. So what about retraining and job? Right? So as we saw here, you're sitting here and you need to get retrained, right? For a different skill set. Maybe you don't want to go to a place where the AI will catch up with you real quick. And go to this far away, so become a plumber, right? You go become a plumber. Not straight or get out it's massive, right? Or you go in your healthcare case, right? And that's not over because the robots are fine, right? But maybe not right away. Maybe in 5 years, but for 5 years, you get written. So this is your translator today, your paralegal, your private tutor, whatever you do here. Oh, you need to be there, and this is going to move. It's moving, right? It's going to be a good sense of humor in this traffic. Okay. Well, we're not on it, but it's a lot of think about it. There's a lot of pain on that side, a lot of pain. 2 years, we maybe it's how it happened, but it's not. And I saw several articles. There's a guy who if you work outside and you use something like plumber, AI will actually do right. So he's better take a trade. And I'll tell you what I've done. So, we're seeing a single projects in every country. Financial investment, medical and healthcare. So let's look at some of the, let me go to the ramification, right? So things are, I believe, less obvious. What is the first three I think. So this one makes obvious to some of you. It's becoming increasingly more difficult to discern the truth of because of the detail. If you look at those major values, right? So it's becoming harder and harder for us to distinguish. And one of the things that can happen, you will be thinking that someone wonder why does something is really true? Maybe informs. How do you? Some people in the right? How do I know what I believe is? And that used to be a process. And try to implement practice. So, what if this thing gets in the hands of bad actors, right? And so we get the bad guy and the brilliant guy sent we write great software, and the question is the contents, you can be very easy with bad actors, right? And it's happening. Indoctrinate people with half-truths and falsehoods to be intellectually vulnerable, and that would be where at godsend and when you right? We would tolerate this kind of stuff, right? In the it's the risk of all this stuff. And then I think another one is there would be in my mind there would be two possibilities. One is the key emphasis of the truth. So in my mind, if you see on the right science, then this is you can engineer cars and work. I mean, you can do that stuff. This is physics, right? You can say, no, it doesn't work like this, right? You can't kind of stuff there, right? So either it works or it doesn't, right? So you get on the right, science, the left, I'm going to put something like it. What's really important here is not the truth, it's motivators, right? Okay. So the answer is very different. And then I probably give some more than right, but people, comprehend right? So one thing that would happen is the emphasis of the truth moving from science to poetry, political and at the same time, there will be, in my mind, emergence of a bunch of like fact checking. Workers, right? So you will go and check fact technical services in my mind to establish the authenticity of the claims that have been put forward to document evidence. Right? So I see this as a burgeoning industry. Say that okay, this is true, this is the bonus. And then this is kind of on the sweet side, it would be the revival of the Roman Messiah. And remember, many sign of people voice. The green of the Roman, of the patrician. It would be, we can live the life of the ideal Roman citizen, right? Without the guilt of slaves. Because that's a machine, right? Yes, we're happy. And then we can indulge living without the countryside, like we went. To escape the noise and the sea. We can enjoy fine dining, here's some lavish, exotic foods and fine wines. We can adorn ourselves with expensive jewelry, yes. And fashionable clothing, we can also consider post-employment places like where we can find something like post-employment quality. But that is your content, that's a key policy or AMD finding. And getting the right questioning, it works as the palette trial where where there is some up in the yellow palette trial. And we can take maps, right? We not exclude the record, it's lots of history, very proper people, right? The Renaissance man, and then follow internet methods. So what's next? Let's ask the big guy at OpenAI. The big guy said, but good enough at something to create a missing practice. In practice is the keyword. Practice of critics. It's a mistake in relying on it for anything important right now. It's a preview of progress. We have lots of work to do on robustness. This is a big guy, right? And so I'll take you over next. So the objects is that I put the running. That's I mean, it is happening, right? And this is going down here. Plugins. So plugins are the eyes and the ears. So you can do like operating system or and it needs to be connected to it needs to be word how. So who knows word how? It's a big piece of software to do map stuff. And now it's connection to the API that connects to the word how. So if you can do some integrals, you detect that if word this. And then if we basically search the web, try to search the way and bring this summary. You have like programs that need to be started in human generated and try to be generated. Right? There's one of these for 0, 3. Right? It's not perfect accuracy is 90, they hope this is the accuracy, but actually no, I really right. So, and then improvements in LLM, now triangle model that I for multiple advancement in succession of case in one of them. You can see that so you have to see stuff see stuff. Breakthroughs, verticals, the few of these are including medical healthcare, investment finance, awesome. How to solve the fact that we've been running out of data? Running out of data? According to certain sources, we've already used 10% of the data that's available to produce. And you know, with each iteration is true. So very quickly, ChatGPT 5.0, what about 6.0? So there's no data. How to incorporate the modeling of the truth about? Okay, yeah. We'll get a plugin to go and check the web, and we'll find some source and calculate it. So is that good enough? Do you think that being able to access the web will be a modeling? Well, I personally think. There are projects right now in OpenAI web GPT and minus Sparrow that will go out and grab data from the web. And we need to be able to say something. Let's design an experiment what we do. Let's right? So the day this thing comes back, we're really scared. This is how to endow the model with the identity and the meta-analysis. So meta-analysis has to be easily understood. Theory of mind. So you look at what you know as being the domain and you see the top of it, and you look at it, right? So this is from so I'll finish with this. We're running out of the data. Is there a single line to this? How do we really deal with this? Is there a single line to running out of data? So basically, industry is taking there are many options, but there is a program. One is to train the system on the same data. Right? So you didn't quite understand very well it could because hey, there's one of them. So you find the second time with the same data. See, and you go through that, the performance will get better. That's one possibility. Is it interesting? Yeah, with some result. The second one that really intriguing. The second one is you get a system carrying enough. And then you say system under and without. And you bring them up. So that helps, right? So the expression of the board with us. And this thing, it can come in and there's a data set called GSM. It's like a map where you have a data. And instead of trying to be in the answer directly, you give an answer and you put the answer back to the system to reflect on what you said. Okay. And performance increased for PSM 8K from 74 to 81. Right? And that's another one will drop and it moved from 78 to 80. Think about it, you didn't say working from minus, have a little bit, and then that is what. I mean, this is really, for me, this is mind blowing. I mean, this thing can reflect. Right? The sector will probably be but I get no idea. And it's things that the researcher was very interesting. That will solve the problem of the data. Because if you can generate the data and think of the data and think this up, can be good. And then sort of mean programming. So let me take the forward one more time. Godsend versus Fiber class. Godsend. Fiber class. Who did change raise your hand? You think your mind. Which way? Are you scared or you have to be excited? Huh? Excited, okay. Godsend, right? Nervous, okay. With that, answer. Thank you.